I'm Ozzy Osbourne, and this is my final wish before I leave this world. Don't be sad, even the Prince of Darkness isn't immortal. But my spirit, that lives on. I'm grateful I got to play my final show and witness my daughter's engagement before the end. I've lived a long, wild ride of a life, this madman on the crazy train. Had a lot of dreams. As a kid, we lived in a rundown row house where all the kids shared one bedroom, no privacy at all. Back then, all I wanted was a room of my own. Then I heard John Lennon sing She Loves You. And man, that song saved me. It showed me the power of music. I'd practiced singing in the basement with a cheap amp and mic, dreaming of becoming someone people would remember like the Beatles. Later, with a family of my own, my dreams got simpler: to walk, to sing, and to see my kids and grandkids smile. God's been good to me. Those wishes came true, one by one, so believe. Don't be afraid to fail, and don't waste a second worrying what others think. I didn't just pass the torch to young blood. Fire's inside every one of you, too. Now it's your time to shine. That's my greatest wish.
Imagine a city shutting down its streets, a brass band blasting through the air, and thousands of fans in black t-shirts, all there to say goodbye to one man. That's what's happening in Birmingham, England, because the Prince of Darkness himself, Ozzy Osbourne, has left us at 76. The guy who bit the head off a bat, sang heavy metal into existence, and rocked the world is getting a send-off so epic it's like a concert for his soul. On July 30th, Birmingham's throwing a funeral procession for their hometown hero, and trust me, you won't want to miss this story. Ozzy Osbourne wasn't just a rock god, he was Birmingham's own. Born and raised in the gritty streets of Aston, he turned his tough upbringing into music that shook the planet. Now, after his death on July 22nd, the city's giving him a massive thank you. On Wednesday, July 30th at 1 p.m., a funeral procession, or what they're calling a cortege, will roll down Broad Street. It's not just any goodbye, it's a full-on tribute to the Black Sabbath frontman who put Birmingham on the map. The hearse, flanked by cars, will head straight to the Black Sabbath bridge and bench. If you haven't heard, that spot's already a fan hotspot. People have been piling up flowers and notes there since Ozzy passed. And to make it even cooler, a local brass band called Boston Brass will play a final musical moment. Picture it, horns blaring, fans cheering, all for the guy who made heavy metal a household name. This isn't just a funeral, it's a party for a legend. Birmingham's not messing around with this one. The city's Lord Mayor, Zafar Iqbal, said it best. Ozzy was more than a music legend, he was a son of Birmingham. Just a month ago, Ozzy and his Black Sabbath crew got the Freedom of the City Award, pretty much the highest honor you can get there. Through his last big show at Villa Park earlier this month, the city knew they had to do something special. Iqbal added, "We're proud to host this with his loving family in the place where it all began." Here's the sweet part. Ozzy's family, Sharon, Amy, Jack, and Kelly, are footing the bill for the whole thing. They wanted to make sure fans could join in without the city worrying about costs. And if you can't be there in person, don't sweat it. They're live streaming the Black Sabbath bench so everyone, everywhere can watch. It's like Ozzy's giving us all one last front row seat. Let's rewind a bit. If you don't know Ozzy's story, buckle up, it's a wild one. Born John Osbourne in 1948, he grew up in Aston, a rough part of Birmingham. Life wasn't easy, money was tight, school was a struggle with dyslexia, and he dropped out at 15. He worked odd jobs like slaughtering cows and testing car horns, and yeah, he even got busted for burglary once. But music? That was his ticket out. In 1968, he hooked up with Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward to start Black Sabbath. Their sound was dark, heavy, and totally new, think Paranoid or Iron Man. They didn't just make music, they invented heavy metal. Ozzy's voice, raw and haunting, became its heartbeat. After a messy split from the band in 1979 over his drinking and drug issues, he went solo and crushed it even harder. Songs like Crazy Train blasted him to superstardom, and he sold over 100 million records. Wild stunts like that bat-biting moment made him a legend, but his realness kept us hooked. Ozzy's health took a hit over the years, Parkinson's, surgeries, you name it, but he never quit. On July 5th, just weeks before he passed, he gave Birmingham one last gift, a farewell concert at Villa Park. Big names like Metallica and Guns N' Roses showed up, but Ozzy stole the show. Too frail to stand, he sang from a throne, his voice still cutting through the crowd of 45,000. "Thank you from the bottom of my heart," he said, tears in his eyes. It was his way of saying goodbye, and man, did it hit hard. Then, on July 22nd, the news dropped. Ozzy's family shared it with the world. It is with more sadness than mere words can convey that we have to report that our beloved Ozzy Osbourne has passed away this morning. He was with his family and surrounded by love. You could feel the heartbreak everywhere, fans posting old pics, sharing lyrics, lighting candles. For a guy who lived so loud, it was quiet and peaceful at the end, with Sharon and the kids by his side. They're keeping the next step small, a private funeral after the procession. A family friend told People, Ozzy would never want a mope fest. It'll be about celebrating him with music and laughs the way he'd like it. The family's been blown away by the love pouring in. Sharon, Amy, Jack, and Kelly can't stop talking about how grateful they are for the special family time they got with him before the end. Come July 30th, Broad Street's going to be packed. Fans in Black Sabbath gear, holding signs with lines like "I am Iron Man," will line up to watch the hearse roll by. That brass band will fill the air, mixing sadness with pride. It's Birmingham's chance to show the world what Ozzy meant, not just as a rock star, but as their kid from Aston who made it big. The Black Sabbath bridge and bench will be the heart of it all, a permanent piece of him staying right there in the city. Ozzy wasn't perfect. He'd be the first to admit it. He battled addiction, health problems, and plenty of chaos. But he was real. He turned pain into power, and his music gave misfits a voice. Black Sabbath built heavy metal from scratch, and Ozzy's solo run kept it alive. He inspired bands, fans, even your neighbor who still blasts Sweet Leaf on weekends. This procession isn't just a goodbye, it's a massive thank you from Birmingham and beyond. Ozzy's gone, but he's not really gone. His songs will keep playing, his stories will keep us laughing, and his spirit will keep us rocking. On July 30th, when that hearse rolls down Broad Street, it's not the end. It's a victory lap for a guy who lived life full throttle. Whether you're there in Birmingham or watching the live stream, you're part of it. Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, the kid from Aston, the guy who changed everything. He's getting the send-off he deserves. So mark your calendars, July 30th, 1 p.m. Birmingham time. Grab your headphones, pull up that live stream, maybe even crank some Paranoid while you're at it. Let's give Ozzy the goodbye he'd want, loud, proud, and a little crazy. Share your favorite Ozzy memory in the comments, I'd love to hear it. And if this story hit you like it hit me, smash that like button and subscribe so we can keep celebrating legends like him together. Rest easy, Ozzy, you earned it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to daily updates and never miss a video.